What's going on, Knicks Nation? The New York Knicks just get annihilated by the Cleveland Cavaliers by a final score of 142 to 105. Just an absolute ass beating. Back-to-back game. Both teams were on a back-to-back, second leg of a back-to-back. You know, appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Again, thank you for the support. As always, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, all the good stuff. Got a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, this is not where we wanted. This is not the ending we wanted. My prediction was just terrible. I predicted yesterday that the Knicks would actually come out and have a statement win tonight, and that wasn't the case. And they got their ass kicked. The Knicks got their butt kicked tonight by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are now 0-2 against the Cleveland Cavaliers this season, 0-2 against the Boston Celtics this season. And guess what? We got the Boston Celtics on Sunday, but all in all, this game was just terrible. Terrible. You know, not getting the win is one thing. But not being competitive against your Eastern Conference rivals, come on, man. Not even competitive against them. Beat down versus Boston twice. First game versus Cleveland, you had a 13-point lead. You gave it up. You wind up losing that game. You got your butt kicked tonight. So losing is one thing, but they're just not competitive against these elite teams, right? And that's the frustrating part. The Knicks didn't just lose to the Celtics, the Cavs, and you can even throw the Thunder in there, even though they're in the Western Conference. They barely showed up. They barely showed up, man. This wasn't a competition. This wasn't a competition, man. It was like a group project, right? It was a group project where we forgot to do our part. We forgot to do our part in that group project. Defense was terrible tonight. Cavs are deep, man. Cavs are deep. Celtics are deep. Knicks are shallow. Cavs deep, Celtics deep, Knicks shallow. Knicks bench is just like, it's not good. Like, it's just folding chairs, right? I mean, folding chairs, man. One time in this game, the New York Knicks were down 39 points. The last time that happened was in 2019, and that was a game coached by Mr. David Fizdale. Down by 39, right? 39 points. No show. No effort. Defensively, non-existent. Getting blown out by your Eastern Conference contenders. And you're supposed to be one. You are supposed to be one. And he didn't show up. He didn't show up. Stephen A. Smith, he was right, man. This team really doesn't have an identity. Right? Top 5 record in the NBA. The Knicks have, but it really doesn't feel like it, right? It just, the way this season has gone, it's like the Knicks have, what are they, 4th best record in the NBA or 5th best record in the NBA last time I checked. But it just really hasn't felt like that, right? And a lot of close games down the stretch. And look, wins are wins. You take them. You rather look at the film room through wins than losses. But it just doesn't feel right. Cleveland had 77 points in the first half. That is the most allowed by the Knicks in the first half this season and tied for most in any half. Guys, man, This was nasty. This was nasty. Appreciate you in the chat, loud and clear. Yeah, man. Throwing up emoji. That's how it felt. Eddie says embarrassing and depressing. Joe says this will be remembered. In some of your comments, Eddie says exposed on both ends. Yes, exposed on both ends, man. Exposed on both. Daniel, what's going on? Appreciate you in here, Daniel. Appreciate you in here, Daniel. Those of you that want to voice your frustration, you can hop in the Discord. Link is pinned up to in the chat. You guys can hop in the Discord. We take live calls and the whole nine, but just an embarrassing effort. No defense being played from your New York Knickerbockers, and just all around just nasty. Just nasty basketball game from your Knicks, man. Like I said, it's one thing losing. It's another thing not even being competitive in these games. In the games versus Boston, blowout. Now tonight, blowout. Look, man, it's barely showed up. This New York Knicks team barely showed up. Barely showed up. Tony says OG is not healthy. Don't know why he's playing. It's obvious. Yeah, OG Anunoby seems like he tweaked his foot there. He just didn't look healthy, right? Just nasty basketball. The Knicks are now 0-6 against the Cavs, Celtics, and the OKC Thunder. 0-6, right? Doesn't give you any sense of confidence that you can beat these teams because you just haven't. Bottom line, you just haven't. You just haven't beat these teams. Tonight, starting Precious, I thought was a fail. By the way, talk about the game, obviously. Starting Precious, in my opinion, was a fail. Minus 25 on the night. In a game like this, I don't really care that the Cavs are tall. I really don't. Like, you make them come out to Deuce. Deuce was just coming off a big game. Just start the kid. Start Deuce, man. Precious didn't really, Precious plus minus 25 tonight for Precious Achiuwa. And this is not just ragging on Precious Achiuwa. OG Anunoby didn't look healthy at all. First game coming back. Don't want to harp on him at all. But I thought the Knicks Tom Thibodeau should have started Deuce McBride in this game. And I know he was worried about rebounding. I know he's worried about the matchups. But look, man, make him guard Deuce, man. Deuce is coming off a great game, man. You got to reward him in the starting lineup yesterday. Played well. He's coming off a great game, man. Got to start it. Got to start him, man. But all in all, just nasty. Nasty basketball, nasty hoops from your New York Knickerbockers. 77 points in the first half to the Cavs. Just seems like they have no identity, really. No identity right now. And defensively, they have taken a major step back. It's just frustrating that a Tom Thibodeau coach team is not really playing well defensively at all. Right? It's weird. You know, you bring in OG Anunoby, you bring in Mikal Bridges, and you thought, look, they can kind of cover up the warts of everything else, but it just hasn't really clicked. And I know OG's first game back, Mikal had a great game yesterday defensively, but as a team tonight, just nasty. Bad. Just bad. Like, what more can you say? And this is now 4 games against the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers where you're 0-4. And if you want to throw the Thunder in there, you're 0-6. So this team just can't seem like they can beat these heavy hitters in the East, right? And these are the teams that you're going to have to get through if you want to get to the NBA Finals. And that just looks like a ways away right now for this New York Knicks team. And I don't really want to get too down. But, you know, because obviously when you take the broader approach, season has been good. But, I mean, what are we striving for? To be the best of the best. And this team right now has just shown you that they can't beat the best of the best. They can't. And we've been talking about the return of Mitchell Robinson. I can't wait for Mitchell Robinson. You can't judge this team until Mitchell Robinson comes back. Well, I just want to see it. I'm tired of talking about that. Tired of talking about that for real. Super chat from Loud and Clear. Appreciate you, Loud and Clear. Always supporting. You saw the gift pop up with the Karl Anthony Towns with the new super chat. He says, thank you for doing this, Ant. I would have canceled this episode due to crashing out if I was you. If we lose to Boston on Sunday, major changes need to be made. No fire, no effort, no sense of urgency. Never in the game. Loud and Clear wants major changes to be made if we were to lose on Boston on Sunday. Once again, appreciate the super chat as well. Always appreciate the support. Really appreciate it. Look, it's not boding well on Sunday. You got another heavyweight matchup against the Boston Celtics Sunday afternoon, and what confidence do you have going into that game? And this weekend was a big one, right? We wanted to see this Knicks team I circled this game on the calendar. I kind of just wanted to see them just beat them. Just beat them no matter how it got done. By 1, by 2, by 5, by 10, by 20. They got annihilated, 142 to 105. Annihilated. I don't want to hear no excuses, man. Cavs are in a back-to-back too, right? Cavs are in a back-to-back with travel. Both teams with travel coming from New York. Cavs are deep, man. Cavs are going to be a problem. Look, I haven't really respected the Cavs all season long, and I know it's a different game in the playoffs, but they're an issue. They're going to be an issue. They're going to be an issue for this Knicks team. For anybody. For anybody, really, man. Frustrated, man. And just go through the game a little bit. Look, Cleveland, they had Darius Garland guarding Mikal Bridges, and they had Donovan Mitchell guarding OG Anunoby to start. And I know OG Anunoby's coming off an injury, but during the game, I'm just like, Mikal, man, just please show me some aggressiveness. Like, please, man, instead of fading away from the contact, go into the contact. You got about 7 inches on Darius Garland, man. It's just frustrating that, and I know Mikal, let's get to his box score, but it's just little things that I pick at, and it gets me upset because Mikal should be dominating, right? Let's be more aggressive, man. You got Garland on you. And it was the same matchup in the first game versus Cleveland, where I wanted the Knicks to just feature Mikal, man. Just be more aggressive. Take it to the rim. And he didn't do that. A lot of fading away from contact. Obviously, he's a good mid-range shooter, as we know. Cat with 23 and 7 for assists. Jalen, 26 and 4 assists. Precious, once again, I did not want the New York Knicks to start Precious. Loud and clear says, I think Mikal Bridges is allergic to the free throw line. Yeah, man, I just want to see aggressiveness, man. Go into contact. Just show me aggressiveness. It's just go at your defender, man. Make them call a foul every time. Darius Garland, I'm sorry. You're a good enough player where this guy cannot guard you. That was frustrating me early on. And obviously, OG, Cavs had a game plan. Make the Knicks beat you. And obviously they shot extremely well from 3. But there was a few times when Evan Mobley, got matched up with Brunson. And that was in their game plan. Donovan Mitchell on OG Anunoby. Darius Garland on Mikal Bridges. They know that the Knicks are not going to, quote unquote, feature those guys. They know the head of the snakes are Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. And I thought the Knicks should have just featured Cat tonight, man. Just feature him. Feature him, man. 25, 30 shots. See what we got. Right? He was efficient. 10 of 15 from the field. 23 points. 7 boards. He was efficient. Feature the man. The game plan was all messed up, in my opinion. And obviously, look, McBride off the bench, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 of 3 from 3. I don't even blame McBride because he should have been starting, man. That really got me upset. He should have been starting. He really should have. Cavs, man, look, they're deep, man. And by the way, DeAndre Hunter is shooting lights out from 3 this season. And the Knicks just decide to go underneath pick and rolls. I don't understand it. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. The dude is shooting lights out from 3 this season. Yeah, let's go underneath the pick and leave him open. Let's do that. Come on. It's just stuff like that just gets me frustrated, and it's just mental errors. Hunter with 16 off their bench. Donovan Mitchell 5 of 7 from 3. Evan Mobley 21 and 8. Allen got hurt. Garland didn't do anything, but they didn't need him. Ty Jerome off the bench. Ty Jerome, DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade. These guys are deep, man. These guys are deep, and that is a major problem. because the New York Knicks are not deep. Not deep. Our bench got less depth than a kiddie pool in a drought. That's our bench. It's not deep. Got exposed. Got exposed, man. Largest lead that they've had. Largest deficit that they've faced since 2019, man. That's not good, man. That's not good. Nick Yak says, I would have played Hukporty with Cat to match size, and Hukporty would have looked better than he did with Precious together. Their few minutes together have been great. What's going on, Nick Yak? Appreciate you in the chat. Tony says, no ball movement tonight. Offense was not in sync tonight. And the team defense, y'all know, was horrible. Horrible. Tony Tone, what's going on, Tone? Appreciate you in here. It says, tough loss. Hopefully we get the W on Sunday and forget about this one. Positive vibes coming in the chat. Tough loss. Nah, this was more than a tough loss, man. Look, I get it. Look, no Josh Hart. And that situation in itself is weird. Like, I don't know. You know how Knicks are with injuries. Josh Hart, coming off an All-Star break, was healthy prior to the All-Star break. Then gets, 7 to 8 days off. Then this knee thing pops up. And then you figure that the Knicks are being cautious with him versus Chicago. Then you're like, okay, he's going to play versus Cleveland. Then he's out tonight. So what happened? Like, what happened with the Josh Hart injury? They're saying it's nothing serious. They're saying it's runner's knees. But I don't know what to believe. And I'm hoping that it's nothing serious because that is the last thing we need. But after an All-Star break, 2 missed games for Josh Hart, he got injured in practice. He definitely did. He got injured in practice. Because we know Josh Hart to be a warrior, to play through everything. Something happened in practice. And look, maybe he's out there Sunday and we can just lay it to bed. But I personally think, look, we know how the Knicks are with these injuries. Very vague. Very vague. So, 0-6 versus the Cavs, Celtics, and Thunder this season, by the way. So, 0-6. 0-6. Everything is an issue for the Knicks defensively right now. Everything. Everything. Against premier teams especially. Everything is an issue for the New York Knicks defensively against premier teams. The pick and roll coverage, they're being targeted nonstop, and they cannot guard it. Pick and roll covers, the drop, it's a problem. It's a problem, man. And by the way, getting your defensive issues solved, if you think Mitchell Robinson's just going to come in here and solve everything, I'm sorry, man. He's going to solve some things, but he's not going to solve everything. He's not going to solve everything. Mitch is going to solve some things. He's not going to solve everything. And relying on a healthy Mitchell Robinson to do that, it's a scary thought, right? It's a scary thought. And that's the thing that has frustrated me this season is the Knicks defense just hasn't been like it has been in years past. Last year, we just haven't seen that same fire, the same desire, same passion. Offense has been elite. Not tonight, but offense is clearly ahead of the defense. And a Tom Thibodeau-led team right now is a bad defensive team. Just bad all around. And if you're relying on Mitchell Robinson to kind of save things and just kind of, I know OG Anunoby has been out first game back, so it's not really fair, but it's just not a great recipe when Mitchell Robinson just simply hasn't stayed healthy and you're just relying on him to fix most of the issues, right? Coach Shear, what's going on, Coach Shear? Appreciate you guys in here. Appreciate all of you guys in here. This is how I felt throughout the game. One of those games, man. One of those games. El Figgy says, are we not discussing the coach or lack of coaching? Yep. Just did, man. Tony says, I say it over and over. We got to move the ball better and take better shots as a team. We constantly forcing up threes and bad shots. Yes, Tony. Nick Yak says, Cat shooting outside. I only see McBride underneath trying to get a rebound. Yeah, especially when you lose Josh Hart, one of your best rebounders, when you don't have him the last couple of games. Tony says we got to shoot above 60% for us to win games. Yeah. Yeah. Nick Yak says, I think Mitch might play against the Celtics. He said a month ago he will be back for the Celtics game. Hey, look, I don't know, man. I just want him to come back. I really do. Dude, this injury just has been prolonged. It's about to be March. Like, literally, it's about to be March. And we still haven't seen Mitchell Robinson on the court. And he's practicing. He's healthy. We need him back, clearly. But, look, Knicks have, 26 games left of the season? That's, a quarter season left. So, Mitchell Robinson, and him coming back, he's not going to play a lot of minutes. He's probably going to play 10 spot minutes for, 10 to 15 games. The Knicks are going to be very careful with Mitchell Robinson. They're going to ease him in to game action. So you kind of need him to get back if you kind of relying on him in the playoffs, because you don't want to just throw him in the fire. So, look, it's February 21st. I thought he was going to come back in December. I don't know, man. I really don't know. And I just don't feel comfortable with the Knicks when they diagnose injuries. I just don't. Like the Hart situation is just weird. Like, dude, the All-Star break he had 8 days off. He was in Miami with his family. He was resting, toes in the sand, like he said. And then, boom, he got hurt. Runner's knee. Again, they're saying it's not serious, but back-to-back games with no Josh Hart. And we'll see if he's out there on Sunday. OG Anunoby. Knicks are calling it a foot injury, grabbing out of his foot tonight. Clearly not healthy. Clearly not 100% healthy. He's been a game-time decision for these last 3 games. Injuries suck, man. And I just feel like we're falling down that road again. And I really don't want – I don't want to feel like that. I really don't want to feel like that. Because it's just the same thing, man. Every year, injuries. But hopefully they'll get back, man. Loud and Clear says Precious is a good player, but he is clearly not a starter. Yeah. Nick Yak. Yeah, I wanted Deuce to start, man. Loud and clear. Like I did. I just thought that the Tom Thibodeau starting Precious Achiuwa was mistake number 1. I mean, that just, look, I know the Cavs are big. They got Evan Mobley and they got, Jared Allen. 2 big guys down low. But still, man, Deuce McBride coming off a great game. The lineups with Deuce McBride alongside Jalen Brunson are elite. Precious really doesn't give you anything from the perimeter, outside the perimeter. Cavs were just leaving him open, and it just didn't work out. Plus minus 25 on the night for Precious Achiuwa. Just didn't work out, and I thought that was mistake number 1 from Tom Thibodeau. Oh, man. Yuri's waiting in the wings in the Discord, waiting to let it all out. I'll get to your call in a second, Yuri. Those of you that want to obviously call into the show, hop in the Discord. El Figgy says, let's just say what it is. We're a good team, but not that team yet. Yep. What evidence have this New York Knicks team given you that they're an elite basketball team, right? Again, top 5 record in the NBA, but it just hasn't felt like that. Listening to the Alan Hahn, afternoon drive show today, he said tonight wasn't a litmus test. He looked at tonight and he didn't really think that tonight was a litmus test. And I'm listening and I'm like, really? I know that you're out Josh Hart and you're still waiting on Mitch, but not a litmus test. At least compete. Like, please, don't get blown out 142 to 105. Like, if this game came down to the last minute and, the ball bounced the wrong way, Knicks lost. Okay. A loss is a loss. It still would have stunk, but they're not even competing. They're not even being competitive against the Celtics, and now against the Cavs. Right? Not even being competitive. No compete. Just no fire. Like nothing. They just lay down. Like that was it. After halftime, it was over. Halftime, it was over. The game was over. 27 points down at halftime. 27-point deficit at halftime. And you're sitting there like, again? This is really happening again? And you look, again, it's one game, but it really just isn't one game, right? It's a trend now. You're 0-4 versus Celtics and Cleveland. If you lose on Sunday, now you're 0-5. And, if you lose Sunday, I don't know, man. At the same time, you don't want to overreact, but at the same time, everyone in this room, and we all know that this Knicks team is this is not our year. Especially if the same thing happens on Sunday and we get blown out, it's just going to be, all right, like, let's win let's win one round, and, it is what it is. It's going to stink, but, anything can happen in a playoff series, but, we've been saying we can't judge this team until they're fully healthy. Well, it is February 21st, and OG just got back, and now Josh Hart is out, and now Mitchell Robinson's just starting to get back. So it's just been frustrating. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Knicks lose 105-142. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. Those of you that are, just tuning in, smash the subscribe button. Most of you are subscribed, but I know some of you aren't. Really appreciate that. Really helps out the channel. Once again, thank you for the support. Just, going through the motions, man. Knicks lose 142-105. Just not the game that you wanted to see. And they just lay down. They just gave up. And it just sucks that this New York Knicks team this year just hasn't really shown you an identity yet, right? Last year, we knew what their identity was. Like, last year, we knew. Like, that was a special team last year. It was. And we knew, like, injuries just happened. It just took a toll on us, right? Obviously, this team has more upside, and obviously, this is not the final product at all. We got to see when Mitchell Robinson looks back when he comes back. But, again, I'm just tired of saying that. I just want him back. Jason says, I told you we are not that good. Thibs has to go. Wake up. Been doing this for 34 years. The chemistry is not there, and we gave up 5 first-round picks for what? Shaking my effing head and OG Anunoby. I feel the frustration, man. I feel it. Look, Mikal. Again, I said he just needs to be more aggressive offensively. Great game yesterday defensively, especially in the third quarter. He got hot, won us the game pretty much, blocking Vucevic's shot. Great game yesterday, but today, just be more aggressive. Stop fading away from the hoop, man. Go into your defender. Get Darius Garland. Like, you need to be dominating that matchup. You need to see Darius Garland on you, and that's barbecue chicken, man. I want to see Mikal Bridges with Darius Garland on you. Just get to the free throw line at least 10 times, man. At least. All right, maybe not 10, 5. At least. And you're just not seeing that. OG Anunoby, look, first game back, but prior to his injury, he was playing well. So I'm not going to, we know what OG can bring, but yeah. Nick Yak says 2 of our 8 rotation players were missing. We're not 37 points worse than Cleveland. It's ridiculous panicking now until we see what 10 to 15 minutes of Twin Towers look at. Look, Nick Yak, positive take, and I respect it. But at some point, we just got to stop with the excuses, man. We just got to stop. At some point, like, it is what it is. Players get hurt. Players get hurt a lot in this league. And at some point, we just got to call it for what it is, man. And I understand we're missing Mitch. We're missing Hart. But, you know, I understand that. But it's the way the Knicks just didn't fight tonight. Fight. 142 to 105. Come on, man. You are not that much worse. You are not this bad. Like, you are not this bad. You have enough talent on the court to compete with these dudes. You are not 105 to 142 worse than the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're not. And it just thinks that this loss comes at the heels of Windhorst saying that the Knicks are just a regular season team and this and that. You wanted to come in here and show them, look, man, we're not to be messed with. And you didn't. Knicks 100 GM, appreciate you in the chat. What's going on, Knicks 100 GM? People saying they ain't worried about the Cavs are crazy and living in the past. Yeah, Cavs are no joke, man. Cavs are no joke. Cavs are no joke, man. They're not. They're deep. They're well coached. They're incredible. They're an incredible group. They're an incredible group, and it wouldn't shock me if they make it to the NBA Finals. It would not. I mean, that DeAndre Hunter pickup that they pulled off at the trading deadline was huge. Huge for them. Like, absolute. That's a guy who the Knicks need. But unfortunately, the first apron, that's the world we're in, right? If you're a first apron team, you're limited. Can't sign anyone else until March 1st, right? And you see all these teams bringing in these guys. Knicks can't. Patiently waiting because of the cap situation. And that's the price you pay. And that stinks because Cleveland, I feel like they're going to be around for a while. And obviously the Knicks are too. And it's year one of the experiment. Don't want to get too crazy. And obviously if we get matched up with them in the playoffs, it's a different animal, right? But still, what they've shown you, 0-4 versus Boston and Cleveland. 0-6 if you include OKC in that group. So, yeah. Nick Yax is disappointed, but giving up with 38-19 record. What are we now? And by the playoffs is different. Little team to huge team with OG as a small forward. Knicks 100 GM says they don't shoot enough. Well, you talk about the Cavs? They don't shoot enough? Or you talk about the Knicks? Oh, you talk about the Cavs. Yeah, they got a chip on the shoulder. We beat them, man. We beat them. Obviously, playoffs are a different animal, but tonight you failed the test, in my opinion. You failed. I wanted to see how the Knicks were going to come out tonight, and you failed. Again, it's one thing not being it's one thing not getting the win. It's another thing just not being competitive. Like, not being competitive. Barely showed up. Barely showed up, man. And the alarming thing is the Cavs, deep. Celtics, deep. Knicks, I don't know, man. And yeah, I mean, Daddy A, I thought he had some good minutes in the fourth quarter. He hasn't been playing. Shamit, I mean, he's been a disappointment, even though he's been coming around here lately. He's been just a disappointment. Look, bottom line is, guys, if the Knicks, what they've shown you is if they don't have at least OG or Hart or anyone in their top 7, it's night-night. It's night-night, and that's scary. That's scary. All right, let's get to Yuri in the Discord. Appreciate you all in the chat. Let's see what Yuri has to say in the Discord. Those of you just joining, you can hop in the Discord. Put yourself on mute. Let's get to Yuri first. I see Sequeezy and Yuri in the Discord. Sequeezy, we'll get to you after Yuri. Oh, man. This is frustrating. All right, Yuri. You're live on the Knicks Nation post-game show. What's going on?
Okay. All I'm going to say is this team is soft, flat out. I'm not seeing no fight back. I'm not seeing no fire. I'm not seeing the desire to win anymore. S-O-F-T, soft. I didn't even see the grit tonight.
Nope.
There was nothing. Don't hand up in the face when someone's shooting a 3-point shot. Why? Jalen Brunson was the only one that came out to play tonight. Can we just admit that? Jalen Brunson was the only one that came out to play.
Soft, man.
And no disrespect to the team. You're soft. You are 0-6 against the elite teams in the NBA. You're 0-6.
Oh, man. Yeah. Not one win,
and you
right,
made
Yuri?
this team. Not one.
Not one.
Not one win. The only positive I'm going to take for this is Ariel Hokaporti is developing well. He still is making rookie fouls. But you know what? I'm happy he's finally getting burned. Finally.
Yeah. That's the one positive.
I'm happy he's finally getting.
That's the one positive, obviously.
I'm trying to be positive. You know, Knicks Nation, I always come on here. I love talking to you about the post games and everything like that. I'm not crying. I'm calling it how I see it. I see this team at second round exits. Probably even first round exits. I don't know. But the one thing I will say, I've been a Tibbs supporter since day one, since he's got on this roster. He's done great. He built up the roster. He put us back into contention, and I always will thank him for that. You have to get rid of Tibbs. This team is not shooting enough three-point shots. He has an offensive capability. This is probably his first offensive team he had with the firepower we got. We traded away our defense for our offense to get better. And you're telling me you can't even run up plays for an offensive play? You're telling me you can't get Mikal Bridges going? You can't even get Jalen Brunson going? You can't get any of our team going? You're telling me we can't even get a three-point shot up?
Yuri bringing in the heat tonight, man. I love it. Look, the Mikal thing, in my opinion, tonight was the most frustrating part because he has Darius Garland on. You gotta win that matchup, man.
No, I'm gonna get to Mikal in a second. I got a legendary rant coming up for him. Why? But I'm gonna say is, I will respect what Tibbs has done, but Tibbs has got to go. Now on to Mikal. Why are you shooting fadeaways? You got Darius Garland on you.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man.
Don't get it.
I don't get it.
It feels like these guys don't know how to play basketball anymore.
I don't get it.
And I feel bad for Jalen Brunson because he's the only one that came to play tonight.
Cat needed to be featured, man. Cat was 23-7. He was efficient. I just think the Knicks just get him the rock, man. Right? Just run some sets for him.
And we saw he was getting the rock tonight. He was.
Yeah.
Then they stopped going away from it.
Yeah.
And usually I try to be positive. I'm trying to say this is year 1 of year 4. You know what I mean? We're going to have some tough losses. Just be competitive. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Be competitive. Last year's team, I felt like, okay, we were down by 10 or 15. We're going to fight. We're going to play. We're going to grit.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Yuri. Let's get to Sequeezy up next.
One more thing, and
All right.
get to Sequeezy.
Go ahead, real quick.
My whole take on Mitch is going to fix issues that we have. But he's not going to fix everything. There's a lot of glaring issues with this team right now.
Yep.
Our offense has no identity. The defense sucks. The defense is horrible. We might be ninth in paint defensive, but this doesn't even feel like a 37-19 win. This doesn't feel like that team.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say. I love them. I'm not going to stop caring about the Knicks.
Yuri, appreciate the call.
This sucks. Having a good night.
Sequeezy, you're up. What's going on, Sequeezy?
A little frustrated today. We got Brunson dropping like the first 9 points for us, snapping in the first quarter, dropping 16. Once bro sit down, it turns into a 19-point lead.
He got into foul trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at that moment, when he got in foul trouble, I was looking for Bridges. and he disappeared. He was doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like the third quarter, he started to be aggressive, and I'm like, we down by 30. Why you didn't do that when Brunson got in foul trouble?
Yep.
Like it's either you or Cat that's going to get the ball or shoot the most, and you ain't doing nothing. But you wait to the third quarter to start being aggressive when it's down by 30, and it's like baby points at that moment. Like we got Hunter out here dropping 16 in 19 minutes and only missed one shot, and he's off the bench, killing you. And you got 29 minutes and only gave us 14 points. And most of those points came in the third when we're already losing by 30.
Yeah.
Like, the defense suck. Like, Mitchell Robinson is our only hope. And the three-point shooter, I don't even know if that could be saved. But the paint defense is Mitchell Robinson, the only thing that could save us. And then then OG slipping to the ground again. He just came back. He's falling again. I give him a pass this first game back, but jeez.
Yeah.
Like, we played, OKC. Out of the 6 games we played the top teams, it was 4 blowouts in the first half. Like, going to the second halftime, we're already down by 20 or 15 trying to come back.
Yep.
We got blown out by Boston twice. The OKC game, the second game from OKC, it was a blowout in our home arena early. Now this game is a blowout. That's 4 games out of the 6 where it's a blowout early. Like, we not even keep it close. That's the problem. Like, we lose by 5. I could picture in my mind, like, we could find a way to beat this team. But we down by 30. You could say Mitchell Robinson could come back, but Mitchell Robinson ain't going to drop no 30 points for us. He could help out on defense, but Bridges just being shot to shoot the ball is like, I don't know why Shamit playing at this point. I just see Shamit running around everywhere. Put in Daddy at this point.
Yeah,
Let him play some defense.
Shamit out there doing
'Cause Shamit
cardio,
ain't
man.
doing nothing.
He's doing cardio out there, man. And it's like he's coming around a little bit, but what is coming around, man? He's gone from an F grade to like a D minus. Like, but look, Daddy A is like he just hasn't been playing. But I love your point. You got anything else for us?
Well, damn, I was about to say it again. What I was about to say, I kind of forgot now.
Nah, you good, man. You made a lot of valid points tonight, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
I see.
Be easy. Say Queasy and Yuri in the Discord. Oh, man. Valid points, man. Brunson got into foul trouble. Mikal needed to be aggressive, and he wasn't. It's just frustrating stuff, man. You got to take over the game, man. You got to. You got Darius Garland on you. It's just frustrating stuff. But all valid points. 0-6 now. And it's not competitive. Like, that's the frustrating thing. It's one thing if you're 0-6, all right, close games, but yeah, 5 of those have been, 4 of those have been blowouts. OKC game at home, 2 versus Boston, 1 versus Cleveland. And we'll see what happens Sunday. And look, we don't want to get too, obviously we're frustrated, right? Obviously it's a bad loss. Obviously this Knicks team needs to be better against these teams, right? They do. They do. Simply. Point blank, they need to be better. And like he said, Zakweezy said, Mitchell Robinson will solve some paint issues, but he's not going to solve the perimeter stuff. Like that's a whole nother story. Going under picks, the drop coverage just needs to be fixed. Just need to be fixed. Yuri says Tom Thibodeau needs to be fired, man. How about that? I've heard that take. Look, we'll revisit that take in the summertime. Obviously, we got to see how it plays out. But we have to see how it plays out in the playoffs. Obviously, let's catch up on your comments. Once again, appreciate you guys calling into the show. Loud and Clear says a lot of these guys need to listen what PK Subban said about professional athletes not playing hard on a night-to-night basis. And that's the thing, right? This Knicks team, we know them to not be that. Like, they play hard every night. And it's just not against these elite contenders. Like, it's just like it's honestly mind-boggling. It's that they just lay out. Like, it's not the same team. It's not. First quarter, they dropped 41 points. Man. Isaiah, I see you on X, Isaiah. Appreciate you. Always appreciate the support. Knicks are pretenders, man. I'm sick of being a simp fan, ignoring the crazy bad red flag. Stibbs needs to go, and Bridges as well. I'm done. Cat is a loser as well. Oh, man. Gotta love Knicks fans. My Tech Vibe says, coming off an OT game last night, team looked tired after a back-to-back. Let's not get crazy and panic. Yeah, both teams coming off a back-to-back, overtime tomorrow. That's why I kind of brought up you don't really want those guys playing over 40 minutes yesterday. And somebody came after me in the comments, talk about the minutes and that's and that. Look, I don't really care about the minutes. The guys are professional athletes that just come out of an all-star break. They should be well-rested. But, yeah, I mean, it's not what you want, but no excuses. Ronald says, we're hoping for Mitch to be our savior. We are doomed. Cam, what's going on, Cam? This one on the coach or the players. Somebody got to take the blame for the latest no-show from our Knicks. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I would say it's a mixture of both, and I'm sorry that I can't pinpoint your answer, but it's just frustrating that against these elite teams, Cleveland, Boston, OKC, they just haven't, played well. And they had the game in OKC where they almost won the game, and then the fourth quarter came around, and I don't know what happened. They just stopped playing. And ever since, that point, you got a blowout versus the Celtics, which just happened, right? It's not like that happened like 2 months ago. It's just happened. You got blown out again by Boston. Now, tonight you get blown out. Sunday, you got a chance to redeem yourself. What are you gonna see? What are you gonna do? I'm hoping they bounce back. I really am. I really need them to bounce. I really need the Knicks to just show up, man. Just show up. We don't want you to get blown out again. Hopefully Mitch can get back. Hopefully Hart is okay. But I spoke about the heart injury. Not too comfortable about that. So, yeah. Tony says no coach is going to make this bench produce 25 to 30 points a game for us, and the expectancy of our 5 starters to shoot 50% every game is impossible. Yeah, impossible. Our bench is not good, and it hasn't been good for majority of the season, right? Hasn't been good for majority of the season, and obviously we got the line right, and that was our acquisition at the trading deadline. We can't do much. We got to worry. Our only hope is TJ Warren and Mitchell Robinson. I love Mitch. I need him to come back. I really do. But in terms of improving the bench, that's what it is, man. It's TJ Warren and what else? What else you got for me, man? What else you got for me? It's not much. First apron rules suck, man. They suck, man. Finesseful says nearly tossed the phone through the TV tonight. Yeah, I got him, Yuri. I got him out of here, man. Oh, man. Tough loss, man. Bad loss. Not tough loss. Bad loss. Terrible loss. El Vicky says we're still building. Look, positive sides. If you want to, look, Mitch coming back. Hopefully Hart can come back. Let's get to trying to see if Tom Thibodeau has spoken. We can get to him if he has spoken. If he has not, then we can move on. But Daddy A, I thought, good fourth quarter minutes. We're grasping at straws here, but he just hasn't been in the rotation. You would have thought he would play. He would be playing, but he hasn't. So, Huckporty, good to see him consistently play with the starters, with everybody. It's just good to see Huckporty play. But 39 points, largest deficit in the Tom Thibodeau era. It's not what you want. It's not what you want. Isaiah says, would you mind if I join the voice chat? I got some words. Isaiah, hop in the voice chat, man. Let's see what you got to say. Family-friendly show, Isaiah, though. So please, family-friendly show. All of you are welcome to hop in the voice chat. Hop in the Discord, go to Postgame login, and I'll get you in here when I see you in there, Isaiah. But family-friendly show, no cursing, please. I know you're frustrated. Tony says, forget about the loss. How does this team get better? This team gets better by improving their perimeter defense. This team gets better by the acquisition of a Mitchell Robinson, especially down low. Offensive rebounding improves. This team gets better with a healthy Josh Hart and a healthy OG Anunoby. And that's it. I mean, you're really relying on your starting five, and you're really relying on Mitchell Robinson being healthy, and that's scary. Like that's scary because either you start him or you move him on the bench. Either way, it pushes Josh Hart to the bench, which I want. So either way, it's a positive, but it is February 21st. We've been at this Mitchell Robinson stuff forever, and it just, he's close. That's the latest. All right, we got Isaiah in the voice chat. Family-friendly show, Isaiah. I know you're frustrated. Isaiah, what you got for me?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what I meant to say about Kai being a loser in the sense is like he's like flexing and all that when we're like down by 30. It's like, dude, that's not the right time to be doing it. You should be doing that when you're winning. And my biggest problem with Cat though is when Donovan Mitchell was like, throwing floaters and all that, he just could not put a hand up at all. I know like his defense isn't good, but why can't he just put a hand up? You know what I'm saying? Put a hand up. It does, just try to contest it in some way. I've seen it too much this season where he just lets players just drive to him and not do anything at all. That's my biggest problem. It's my biggest problem with Cat. I love the guy, but if you're not gonna, do anything, I don't want you on the team. That's just it. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, look, the Cat obviously his defense is, obviously he struggles defensively, and
I know.
Offensively he's amazing. He's elite. And he's had his moments defensively, but look, man, I get it, and that's why the Timberwolves.
My bad, I didn't cut you off right there.
That's why the Timberwolves paired Cat with Rudy Gobert, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they put Cat at the 4 and they put him with Rudy Gobert for that reason, and that's the hope to improve that interior, but we still have to improve the perimeter defense. That needs to be improved.
Yeah. Last thing before I go, what are your thoughts on Mikel, man? I'm starting to get tired of him. Man. I really am.
Yeah. About the game or about the season? Just about.
It's just certain things like you were just talking about earlier. About the doing fadeaways, and you got this guy and Darius Garland. It's like, why? It's like he's done this a lot this season. It's not just him. He's been doing it to other players that are shorter than him. It's like, dude, use your height against them. You're long, you're lengthy. You can go, attack them and make him foul. Because remember when he played against SGA, what did he do? He took it, he went at him, and look what happened. He was causing it, making trouble for him. So it's like, why do it against him but not the other players, that are smaller? That's it. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate you with the call, Isaiah. Appreciate the support.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Hey, we've said it multiple times in this post game. The Mikal Bridges, not the lack of aggression to me, just alarming, man. Alarming. You have to want contact. You can't shy away from contact. The fading away from contact, and I know that's his bread and butter. That's Mikal Bridges' shot. Just the fadeaways away from the hoop. He'll drive at his defender, then he'll walk a little bit towards the 3-point line and fade away. That's his bread and butter. He loves shooting that shot. He's comfortable shooting that shot. He's been shooting that shot his entire career, but we need you to be more aggressive, man. I mean, it's Darius freaking Garland. It's Darius Garland. And take it to the hoop. I mean, your free throw attempts are low this season. I mean, I know that's not really Mikal Bridges' game, but I think the Knicks need that, man. You need him to dominate his matchup every now and then. You do. And, it was a little bit too late in the third quarter when he started to get going a little bit. But, yeah, the lack of aggressiveness, I hated it. I did. I hated it. Loud and Clear says Mikal Bridges is soft and other players know it. Yeah, look, soft is a strong word to put on somebody, but I understand it, man. You're not showing us that you're willing to get down and dirty. Pause. I mean, you're willing to get, like, you need to be willing to take the contact. You need to be willing to get hit, especially where you're in the paint, around the rim. Like, you need to just be more aggressive. So, it's frustrating. Frustrating. All right, let's look at this Knicks schedule. Sunday, 1 o'clock on ABC at Boston. What you got for me, man? I mean, what you got for me, man? What do you got for us? What do you got for us? Please, show out. Maybe Mitch is back, maybe not. Maybe Hart's back, maybe not. But I'm telling you right now, if Josh Hart is not available for that game, I don't know, man. Something happened. And that's getting me nervous, man. It's getting me nervous. It's just getting me nervous. I'm just telling you how I feel. It's getting me nervous. Because coming out of an all-star break, you're still not back, and you weren't hurt prior to the break. Look, players get hurt in practice. They do. But, I don't know. We'll see. And then you got 2 days off, and then you got Philly. At Memphis, at Miami, versus Golden State. And then you go on the West Coast, the last West Coast trip of the season. The schedule's tough. It is. It's not easy. Right? But at Boston, look, man, if you lay out again, if you get your doors blown off again, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. But I don't think so. I think this Knicks team will fight. I do. I'm trying to be positive. I expected a big win tonight versus Cleveland. Unfortunately, they didn't win. But I'm just trying to be positive. I'm expecting a win. Just get it done, man. No matter how it is, scrappy. Just lay it all on the line. I mean, if you go 0-2 again, you're now 0-3 versus Boston. If you lose, I mean, just fight. Just be competitive. That's all. Just be competitive against your Eastern Conference, hierarchy, the tier, the elite. So, Michael says we need a better ball handler off the bench. Payne is, I was thinking about that, Michael. Payne is good, but we do need a ball handler off the bench, another one, because we're lacking that. And look, McBride is more of a catch and shoot threat. He can handle the ball a little bit, but we do need kind of like another ball handler off the bench. I saw Victor Oladipo's name being floated around a little bit. Not sure how realistic is that. I don't even think he's playing in the NBA. He's, obviously he's dealt with his injuries. But yeah. But you can point to Tyler Kolek, but I mean, he just hasn't played. So that, it will be, in my opinion, something to look at, obviously during the summertime. The thing is, you know what you need. You know what you need. You need a bench for sure. And there's going to be possibly some big names available this summer. Obviously, that's a conversation for the summer. We're getting too ahead of ourselves. Just win versus Sunday. Just win versus Sunday, please. Please. Yuri says I'm skipping Sunday. Come on, man. Let's watch the Knicks, man. Let's watch them. We gotta watch them. They're our boys, man. We gotta big them up. We gotta bring them up, right? Look, good spot. It's regular season. They haven't been giving you any sense of confidence that they can beat these teams. But anything is possible in the playoffs, right? There's a possibility that you miss. You could miss Cleveland until the Eastern Conference Finals, right? You're in the 3rd seed. You beat your first opponent in the 6th seed. You move on. Boston is sitting there staring at you right in the face. But when we get there, we'll get there. Obviously, during that time, we'll be more hyped. But just right now, it just is looking loud and clear. It says Oladipo, hell nah. Tony says Oladipo ain't doing nothing for us. In today's NBA, you have to have a guy to throw down quick threes. We gave Away ours to Minnesota. Dante. Tony says Mikal Bridges in his final year of his contract. I believe he has a player option next year, Tony, and he's eligible for an extension. Let me just look that up for you guys. He's eligible for an extension. No player option next. No player option next year. It's just a guaranteed year for Mikal Bridges. $3 million this year, $24 million next year. He is eligible for an extension though. He's a unrestricted free agent in 2026, 2027. You gave up a lot for this guy, right? You gave up a lot for this guy. And $23 million for what he does, solid. But you need him to be more aggressive, especially in these matchups. Hopefully versus Boston it changes. But you guys lost my mic for a second. Appreciate you guys tuning in again. This was rough. Be back on Sunday. As always, let's go Knicks. This was tough. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your Friday. Do something. Get your mind off of this game. Just watch a movie or something. Just take your mind off of this one. But there's still a lot of work to do. I'm Anthony. Loud and clear. Appreciate the super chat as always. Appreciate you as always. Thank you guys. Thank you all of you for the support. I'll catch you guys Sunday. Have a great weekend. I'm out.